Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi, my name is Gbemi, welcome. So today I'm going to be doing a first impressions demo review-ish thing of the brand new Fenty Beauty Pro Filter concealers and the setting powder. When I heard that Rihanna was coming out with the concealers and the setting powders, I was so excited. I love the Fenty Beauty foundation as well as the Pro Filter primer as well. So I was really excited to see that they were going back to their original kind of core collection of complexion products. I bought 3 of the concealers. I bought these shades 400, 430, and 450. 450 is actually my foundation tone, so which is really nice. It's a deep with neutral undertones foundation. And then I got 400 and 430, which are more golden concealers, or like yellowy golden concealers. I prefer having like a golden concealer to brighten up my under eye. I don't really like a super highlighted under eye. I prefer something that's more natural looking. I feel like when I have a super duper highlighted under eye, I look quite like bam. I feel like I look super makeup-y, so I went with more like wearable concealers for me. Also, there are 50 shades in the concealer, which is really good. So there's a corresponding concealer shade to the foundation, which is really nice. So if you're kind of confused as to where to start, you can pick your foundation shade and move either up or down depending on what you want to use the concealer for. So lighting, you might want to go like 2 or 3 shades up if you want a more natural highlight, maybe like 4 or 5 shades if you want a more dramatic highlight. If you're trying to stick to something that's very close to your skin tone, go with the concealer that is meant for your skin tone. And then you can go down to the darker shades to contour with, to sculpt with, to bronze with if you choose so. Personally, for me, I feel like I can use at least a good 13 to 14 shades out of this concealer. I swatched at least from like 370 all the way through 498 in store after I ordered these online because I was way too lazy to go in store, and I knew everybody was going to be like at the gondola in Sephora, so I decided to go on Saturday and swatch. There are 10 new shades. There is a new in-between shade between 440 and 450. It's called 445 and has warm yellow olive undertones. I didn't pick that up because I felt like I'm happy with 450, but if I do choose so in the future, I feel like that will work for my skin quite well. I'm just afraid it might oxidize green. I'll probably go get a sample to try it out soon, I don't know. But yeah, there's 10 new shades, which is really good. Hopefully they do expand more in the future. Hopefully Rihanna comes out with more in-between shades for like the lighter foundations. That would be really cool just to see, and I just hope she comes out with like 80 to 100 shades of foundation. That would be just sick in the future, so everybody at least has a shade. Moving on to the powders, she came out with 8 powders as well. She came out with 2 for each shade category. The 2 that I picked up that I felt like that would work really well for me, I picked up the shade Nutmeg, which looks like that. That's just the back of the container. This I will be using as a all over the face powder. I don't think this will work very well for me as a like baking powder. And then I picked up the shade Honey, which is a golden powder. It's not as yellow as Sacha Buttercup powder. I actually swatched this and I actually like the way this looks. I know a lot of darker skin girls were liking Banana, but Banana was too light for me. I like a more like natural under eye. Like I said before, I don't like anything that's super brightening. I like something that's super natural looking. So honey will work perfectly for me, and I'm really excited to try it out for you guys today. Let's move into the skin. I'm gonna start off, since this is a Fenty video, I'm gonna start off with the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. This is one of my favorite primer. This actually is my favorite primer. So I'm just gonna apply that all over my face with my hands, very generously. Sorry, I was moving my mirror closer to me. I'm just applying that to my face very generously with my fingers into my skin. Foundation, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation. Like I said, I'm in the shade 440. I'm just going to apply it directly onto my face. This is a very liquidy foundation for me, so I like to do this and then blend it in with the brush. I usually like to do 2 layers, so I go in with the first layer with the brush and just apply that all over my face. What I like about this foundation, it's not very heavy on my skin. It looks like my skin, but better, which I really like. I feel like I don't look makeup-y with this foundation, versus a lot of my other foundation, which can look quite makeup-y. But this is very light, and it lasts quite long on my skin, which I know it doesn't last very long on some people, but it's more of a your skin but better kind of foundation. So it's very natural looking on the skin. I'm gonna go back in with the foundation for a second layer on my face. And then I like to take my beauty blender and just kind of go over my face with my beauty blender and the foundation, just to make sure everything's even, as well as to build coverage. Gonna move into the concealers. I'm just reading what the description of the concealers are from the Sephora website, and Fenty describes it as a creamy, long-wear, crease-proof liquid concealer with light as air, medium to full coverage that brightens under the eyes and conceals blemishes and redness. This product is cruelty-free, and this is what Rihanna said about the concealer. This is the full coverage cure to living life to the fullest. This sweat-resistant formula comes in a groundbreaking range of 50 easy-to-shop, soft matte shades, each designed to pair with your Pro Filter foundation, which is sold separately. Start with your Pro Filter's foundation shade and adjust from there. That's what I said earlier. If you're confused as to how to shop the concealers, you want to start from your Pro Filter shade, and then you can either move up or move down based on what you're going to be using the concealer for. Different concealers, 400, 430, and 450. I'm actually going to start with 450 as just to conceal underneath my eyes. I'm not brightening, I'm just concealing with it. The concealer is slightly lighter than your foundation shade, so if you want just like a very natural-ish highlight, you can go with your concealer shade that matches your foundation shade. If you want something that's more brightening, you can just move up a couple shades. Applying this on, I can feel like this is very creamy. It's not liquidy like the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. It's more of like a creamy finish. Like a lot of people have said, it reminds them of the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. It does. I haven't used that concealer in a couple years, but I do think it's very similar in texture to it. It feels very hydrating underneath my eyes. I do have my under eyes are kind of dry a little bit, even though I do bake, but it doesn't really accentuate it. But it feels very creamy. It feels very hydrating. So yeah, I'm just gonna blend that out now with my beauty blender. Like I said, I'm just using 450 just to conceal underneath my eyes, because I do have bags today. So you can see the difference right away. My eye looks really, really lifted already, and I haven't even highlighted yet. You know, normally I don't crease under the eyes on a day-to-day basis, but let's say if like my eyes are puffy, or like my bags are really pronounced, or my makeup is just not sitting right, I will crease. But most times I don't crease. Just I picked up 400 and 430 to highlight with. 430 I would use if I don't want a super dramatic highlight. 400 I would use if I want a little bit more brightness, but not a lot. So I'm gonna start off with 430, and I'm just gonna place that on the bottom here. I prefer my concealers to have a golden undertone, personally, for me. Since I am neutral, but I lean a bit red, it kind of helps balance me out. I'm gonna go in with the 400 shade and just go on top of that. These two look very, very similar. I'm not gonna lie, these two look very similar. Just 400 is just a teeny bit lighter than 430, so that's pretty much the only difference I've seen when I swatch it. You guys could probably see the difference better on camera, but in person, it's maybe like a shade or two lighter. So I'm just gonna let that concealer sit, and I'm going to contour. I'm gonna contour using my matchsticks in Espresso. It's a FENTY video, so why not use the matchsticks? So I'm just gonna contour. I'm gonna take my Luxie angled contour brush, precise angled contour brush. I'm just gonna blend Espresso out. So after letting this sit for a couple minutes while blending out my contour, it doesn't seem like it's dried down a lot. So it seems like it's going to be quite workable for a while when you're going to blend it out, which is nice. I don't really like concealers that dry down super fast because you have to do one side at a time. So that's really cool that it gives you a little bit of playtime for this concealer. By the way, you do not need a lot of the concealer at all. It's very creamy, and it spreads really easily, so you do not need a lot whatsoever. This actually might be a little bit too yellow for me. I'm blending it out, but we shall see. We shall see how everything goes. Go over the edge with my beauty blender. So my foundation just kind of blends into the concealer. On my concealer's done, I'm just going to go set my face with the Pro Filter powder. I picked up the shades Honey and Nutmeg. So I'm going to use Honey to set my under eyes and everywhere else that I concealed. So I'm gonna put that in the cap. I was watching Jackie's video, and she said you cannot load this powder up on your face. You cannot like bake with it, or you're gonna start getting weird things happening. So I'm just gonna do what she did, and I'm just gonna go in with the powder with my beauty blender. So That's it. And then I'm just going to tap the excess off on the back of my hand and then just gently press that into the skin. So this side is with the powder and this side is without the powder, and I just stuck my finger in there. Let me blend that out. From what I can see, just from the powder, it just blurred everything. Like, it looks like I have a filter on my under eye. It literally looks like I have a filter. Wow. Wow. Whoa. My skin looks really good under here. My eyes don't feel dry. Because you know with some powders, like I know I have this with Sacha Buttercup powder, that sometimes it can feel a little bit dry right up against the lower lash line, but it doesn't feel dry, and I'm putting more powder on and it still does not feel dry underneath my eyes. That's really good. And honey just looks so good on my skin because it's not super brightening like banana is. It just looks really natural looking. So I really like the way this is going. I really like the way this is going. I'm just going to set my face. I'm going to be using the shade Nutmeg 2. I've been seeing a lot of people use this for many different things, to bronze, as an eyeshadow, to contour, but I am going to be using this for my face. People have been saying that this is a very neutral powder. It is. It's not warm, it's not cool, it's very neutral, and it's translucent. And I've heard a lot of really good things about this as a setting powder, so let's do it. I have it in the back of my cap, and I'm going to be using this Real Techniques foundation or powder brush. I don't know what brush it is, I forgot what it is. So I'm just going to apply it to the rest of my face. Just very large sweeping motions. Very lightly too. Down my neck as well. So this is what my face looks like after I've set my face with both powders, honey underneath my eyes and everywhere else I highlighted, as well as nutmeg on the rest of my face. My face looks so good right now. It looks like skin. It looks like my skin, but better. It looks like no makeup for me, without looking makeup-y, without looking cakey, and it feels very lightweight on the skin. So definitely the concealers and the powders are meant to be used together with the foundation. Like, I feel like Fenty's products work the best together versus with other products, I feel like, because I've used the foundation with another primer as well as the primer with another foundation, and definitely these work the best together and it's very good, especially if you don't wear a lot of makeup and you want to try Fenty but you're afraid of having it look makeup-y. It's not going to look makeup-y. So if you're more on the natural kind of side of makeup, this is definitely for you. So I'm just going to finish the rest of my face, do my brows, do my eyes, bronze, highlight off camera, and then I'm going to jump back on to, you know, to just give what I think of the first impressions after everything is done, and just do a quick time check.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I just finished my makeup. What's the time? It is 11:02, and from what I can see, my skin is looking really, really good. It's looking very luminous, and that's not just because of the highlighter. It's looking like really, really, really good. I don't know if you guys can see, but my skin is looking really, really good. It's not looking super makeup-y, which I really like. So, yeah, like I really like the way my skin is looking. I look very like luminous and soft right now. And I just like the way my skin is looking. Just from looking in my mirror, my skin just looks so good right now. So I will come back in a few hours. I'll do a time check in a couple hours to show you what my skin looks like. And yeah, let's see how the concealer and the powder holds up.
3 hours later.
Hey guys, so it's been a couple hours since I finished my makeup. That was around 11. Now it's about 2:10 right now, and the concealers and the powder are really holding up well on my face. From what I can see, it looks pretty good. I haven't blotted at all today, and I think that's really good because normally by 3 or 4 hours I have to blot my face, but I haven't blotted my face yet today, which is really, really good. So this is like my midday time check. I'll probably be back around like 7 or 8 p.m. just to let you guys know how long, besides the time I start getting oily, if I touch up or anything, I'll let you guys know when I come back around like 8 or 9 p.m. tonight. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, for right now, it's really good. Don't mind my frontal. Bold Hold is trash, okay? Bold Hold Extreme Cream is trash, and I'll be doing a review on that. But for right now, my skin looks really, really, really good. So
7 hours later.
hey guys, so the time is now 8:48. The last time I did a check-in was about 2:15, so it's been about 6.5 hours-ish since my first time check-in. It's the end of the day. I'm about to take my makeup off and go shower, but this is what my face looks like. So pretty much underneath my eyes is still looking the same as it did before. I did get oil mostly in here by my nose. That's where I normally get oil, as well as my chin. My forehead, not really a lot. It is a little bit shiny, but it's like a good, like healthy, dewy kind of shiny. The rest of my face, from what I'm looking at, is still matte. There's not really a lot of oil on the outer portions of my face. So that's still looking pretty good. I don't think that this is the a super long wearing concealer and powder. I forgot to mention earlier that the concealer says it's a 24-hour long wear concealer. It is not. For sure. I do have a little bit of creasing underneath my eyes. Like I said earlier, I don't usually crease a lot, but I do have a little bit underneath my eyes. The powder didn't really extend my makeup wear in the center of my face. I feel like if I was to load this up a little bit more on my face, because I did a very thin layer on my face, I feel like the oil would not be as much, but I was hearing from other people not to load the powder up, so I didn't do that. But I will try it with my normal baking routine, the honey powder. I don't think I mentioned the prices of these earlier. The concealers each retail for $26, and then the powders each retail for $34 or $32. Hold on, let me check. The powders each retail for $32. Okay. That's really not bad. For the concealers, you get 8 milliliters, which is 0.27 fluid ounces. And then for the powder, you get 28 grams, which is 0.98 ounces. So you're practically getting a full ounce of product. I do really like the packaging. I like the hexagonal packaging that Rihanna did for the brand. I think it's really pretty. definitely, I think it's a really pretty component wise that she has, and I like the way the concealers match the foundation component. Sorry, I can't find my lid right now, but I like how it matches the foundation component as well as the primer component. So some other comparable concealers that I have that's in similar price range is Tarte Shape Tape, which is 10 milliliters, and you're getting 0.338 fluid ounces. I paid $27 for this. And then the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer, it's 0.11 fluid ounces, so it's about half of the Fenty one. This I paid about, how much I paid, like $9 for. And then the one I feel like is the most bang for your buck is the Chestnut Born This Way concealer. You get half a fluid ounce. Overall, I do like the concealer as well as the powders. Definitely for the powders, if I do want to remain more matte during the day, I'm definitely going to have to blot. Or if I'm trying to prolong that, I'm not going to just put a light layer of honey over it. I'm just going to do my full baking routine, see if that affects everything. I wanted to use the rest of the Fenty complexion stuff with the concealers to see if they will work the best with it, and I definitely have to say yeah. I will be testing it out on other foundations and with other powders, the concealers, to see if they work well together, as well as the powders with other concealers to see if they work well together. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to leave comments down below on what you think of this review, as well as if you've tried the Fenty concealers and powders. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, as well as tap the notification so you don't miss any future video uploads from me. Don't forget to follow me on my social media. They're linked down below in the description bar. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.